Good evening. You are tuned in to AWANI Tonight with me, Cynthia Ng. A lower increase in the overnight policy rate, OPR, compared to other countries is one of the main reasons for the ringgit's depreciation, says Second Finance Minister Dr. Sri Amir Hamzah Azizan. He also said the main objective of the Monetary Policy Committee under Bank Negara Malaysia, BNM, in setting the OPR rate is to stabilise prices and ensure sustainable economic growth, not to control the ringgit's exchange rate.
Amir warned that raising the OPR to bolster the ringgit could negatively impact the economy, increasing borrowing costs for borrowers. Notably, while countries like the Philippines, Indonesia, South Korea and India have raised their policy rates by 200 to 450 basis points, Malaysia's OPR has seen a more modest increase of 125 points from 1.75% to 3%. BNM maintained the OPR at 3% for the fifth consecutive time on March 7th. Amir also explained that the significant interest rate difference with the United States, as much as 250 basis points, has led foreign investors to redirect their capital to markets offering higher returns.
The government is determined to cut down on the number of foreign workers in a bid to boost job opportunities for Malaysians. Economy Minister Rafizi Ramli says that the National Economic Action Council will kick off discussions in April to devise a strategy for periodic reduction of foreign labour in Malaysia.
Rafizi said the initiative would be included in the upcoming 13th Malaysia Plan. He also stressed that cooperation from the industry was crucial alongside policy implementation. The minister said if Malaysia continues to have between 3 million and 3.5 million documented or undocumented foreign workers, it will create a group that offers a lower cost structure. This, he said, will affect local traders as they cannot compete with such low prices, resulting in consumers preferring to buy products or services from foreign traders. Separately, Rafizi said the country must also tighten laws to make it illegal for Malaysians to rent their premises to foreigners.
The Education Ministry is set to restructure high-density schools across the country to create a better learning environment for students. Its Minister, Fadlina Siddiq, says the restructuring process is necessary to avoid overcrowding following the increase in students' enrollment for the school year.
The process will be promptly carried out by the district education officers and state education departments. According to the ministry, a total of 5 million students enrolled in schools this year, from preschool to Form 5 nationwide, with Selangor having the highest enrollment rate at 927,528 students. Fadlina assured that as of now, the number of teachers is adequate to cope with the increase in students, and any arising shortages will be promptly addressed as needed.
How will the hike in service tax to 8% on selected services impact businesses and the rakyat? Ng Sulin from KPMG Malaysia assesses the outcome of the tax hike and what can be done to soften the impact on these groups.
While it impacts business-to-business services, it may still have a flow-through effect on the people, especially when businesses transfer the cost to end consumers. Let me give you an example. Logistics services are now subject to a 6% service tax, which previously did not apply. Given the essential role of logistics in numerous business operations, including importations, raw material, delivery and goods transportation, the 6% signify an increase in cost of doing business. So if businesses do not absorb these costs, then it may end up being passed on to the end consumers. Having said that, I think consumers have the choice to compare prices. Therefore, I expect that we will see more prudent spending habits among consumers to ensure value for money. Knowing this, businesses will also strive to remain competitive.
The government has recently agreed to widen the scope of tax exemption for the logistics sector, particularly for business-to-business transactions. Sulin, however, still emphasized the role of the government, especially the Domestic Trade and Cost of Living Ministry, to ensure that all necessary measures are in place to help the people cope with the SST hike.
So the vigilance by the Ministry of Domestic Trade and Cost of Living in monitoring prices and penalizing non-compliant businesses is very important. Not only that it serves as a deterrent against opportunistic price increases, but also gives some form of assurance to the citizens that their welfare is being safeguarded by authorities. So another thing is the practice of cash handout to the needy, like what was introduced previously, would also provide some relief. A targeted assistance is usually more effective in reaching those in genuine need. Again, other measures, for example, the government could also consider monitoring the impact of the service tax changes on specific services and introduce exemptions or relaxations should the cost escalation gets out of hand. For example, an efficient tax system should avoid tax cascading, where taxes are levied throughout the supply chain. Therefore, a further review of the exemptions and reliefs may be warranted to alleviate burdens. At the end of the day, there should be more transparency on where these additional taxes are collected from and how they are utilized to foster public trust and accountability.
We'll take a short break. Stay tuned for more.
Hai adik-adik, jom belajar cara melintas jalan. Lihat kiri, kanan, kiri sebelum melintas. Membantu pelajar melintas dan pastikan pelajar selamat sampai. Jangan tiru pemanduan seperti ini. Contohi pemanduan dan peraturan dengan berhemah.
The Ronald McDonald House Charities Malaysia, RMHC Malaysia, has allocated 1.5 million ringgit for the distribution of its back-to-school packs program for this academic year. Now, its General Manager, Nasri Nordin, states that the effort, which began in 2017, aims to help the needy while fostering joy among students as they embark on their academic journey.
A total of 1.5 million ringgit has been successfully raised to implement that initiative for 11,000 students nationwide for the 2024 schooling year.
Jadi hari ini kita bersama penaja Yayasan Jaafar Ahmad yang menaja 29 buah sekolah dan termasuk beberapa sekolah lain, secara keseluruhannya hampir 1,000 untuk Negeri Sembilan. Dan kita hasil daripada sumbangan rakan-rakan korporat, individu, badan-badan seperti Yayasan Jaafar Ahmad sendiri dan pelanggan McDonald's yang menderma melalui tabung kita di restoran McDonald's.
He said this after presenting the RMHC back-to-school donation packs together with Yayasan Jaafar Ahmad to students from Felda schools in the Tampin district. Also present were the advisor of the Yayasan Jaafar Ahmad, Zainuddin Jaafar, along with representatives from Felda Pasir Besar. Meanwhile, Zainuddin expressed his hope that the contributions could encourage academic success and improve the fate of the recipient families. Previously, the back-to-school packs introduced by RMHC Malaysia since 2017 have spent a total of 9.7 million ringgit, benefiting over 157,000 low-income students across the country, including Sabah and Sarawak.
Now on to other news. Days of heavy rain in Indonesia have caused flooding and landslides in the western province of Sumatra. The death toll now stands at 26, with at least 11 people still missing as rescuers continue operations in the ongoing rain.
Torrential rain since last Thursday has caused rivers to overflow in the provincial capital of Padang, forcing the evacuation of more than 70,000 people. Hundreds of houses, bridges, mosques and other public facilities have also been damaged. Rescue efforts have been hampered by extreme weather conditions and spotty electricity. However, they have been able to gain access to the worst affected areas and distribute aid to evacuees, including tents, medicines and emergency food. With more rain expected in the coming days, the local search and rescue agency warned of further damage.
China's parliament has revised a law to give the Communist Party more executive control over the cabinet, also known as the State Council. It was passed by 2,883 delegate votes on the final day of the National People's Congress in Beijing, with only 8 votes against and 9 abstentions.
Under the revised law that has been amended for the first time since 1982, newly added articles say the cabinet must uphold the authority of the party's central committee and its leadership. The updated law also stressed that the cabinet must follow Xi Jinping thought, which is the party's name for the president's signature ideology. These changes represent a series of measures in recent years that have affected the authority of the State Council, helmed by Chinese Premier Li Qiang. In 2023, China created a new party body to oversee some ministries. The State Council then amended its work rules to clarify that executive decision-making powers rest with the party. Since the new rules were adopted, the State Council has also moved from holding weekly meetings to meeting about twice a month.
Atomic bomb biopic Oppenheimer swept the Academy Awards, winning 7 Oscars, including the prestigious Best Picture trophy. Christopher Nolan won his first Oscar for Best Director, while Irish actor Cillian Murphy also took home his first ever Oscar for Best Actor for playing theoretical physicist J. Robert Oppenheimer.
And the Oscar goes to Cillian Murphy.
I'm a very proud Irishman standing here tonight, so you know, we made a film about the man who created the atomic bomb, and for better or for worse, we're all living in Oppenheimer's world, so I would really like to dedicate this to the peacemakers everywhere.
Nolan had been favoured to win the Oscar after picking up Best Director awards at the Golden Globes, BAFTA and Critics' Choice earlier this year. Robert Downey Jr. took home the Best Supporting Actor award for the film that became an unlikely box office hit, grossing nearly $954 million. Meanwhile, Emma Stone was named Best Actress for her role in Poor Things. It was the second Academy Award for Stone, who landed the Best Actress honour for the 2016 musical La La Land. Davin Joy Randolph claimed her first Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress in The Holdovers. Barbie, which received 9 nominations, ended the night with 1 Oscar. Billie Eilish and Phineas O'Connell won Best Original Song for the ballad What Was I Made For Barbie, while Ryan Gosling took to the stage in a hot pink suit to perform I'm Just Ken, another Barbie hit song.
Well, that wraps up AWANI Tonight. I am Cynthia Ng. Thank you for watching and good night.